News Alert. We just heard from the new leadership.
Joining us for a fair and balanced debate, Bernard Whitman, former pollster to President Bill Clinton. Also with us, Ford O'Connell, chairman of Civic Forum PAC and former director for rural outreach for Senator McCain's presidential campaign. Mr. O'Connell, we heard that this was a Republican wave year. Obviously, you did well in the House, but not the Senate. What's the difference, do you think?
I think minus some redistricting gains, we left a lot on the table. We weren't the victors. We were the beneficiaries of mainstream's anger.
Mainstream anger, and do you think that anger is going to go away in the next 2 years?
Absolutely not. I think people are wrong to call this a wave. I think it's a storm or a tempest. With a storm or a tempest, it either dissipates or it keeps going. And frankly, if we don't reinstill confidence in Main Street, it's going to bounce back, and all incumbents will be on the chopping block in 2012, regardless of party.
We have to get Janice Dean in here. A tempest, wave. We've got a lot of different analogies floating around. Ford? All right, Bernard, here's a question for you. We heard, obviously, from John Boehner today talking about his conversation with the president. You heard from Senator Mitch McConnell, still the minority leader there in the Senate, saying this, though. He said the group that should get the message is our friends on the other side. We keep on talking about this magical place called the center, where we're all going to meet and get along. Bernard, where exactly is the center, and how do both sides get there?
Well, I think the real loser in yesterday's election are the American people, and that's not because the Democrats lost. It's because the political center is now dead. And we are a centrist nation. The vast majority of Americans are moderates. But look what happened. The blue dog Democrats, those centrist Democrats, completely wiped out. The Republican Party has been taken over by the far-right Tea Party. And so what do we have left? We have a president who the vast majority of people in this country feel, right or wrong, is too liberal. We're going to be left when Congress opens in January with fewer and fewer Democratic moderates and more very liberal Democrats. Same on the Republican side. There's very few moderates left in the Republican Party.
But Bernard, you say that the Republican Party is being taken over by the Tea Party. A few elections did go to some senators that were Tea Party backed. But if you saw Senator Jim DeMint's op-ed piece in the Wall Street Journal today, it doesn't necessarily seem that the Republican Party is expected to be taken over by the Tea Party. You think that's a fair statement?
I don't think the Republican Party is going to be taken over by the Tea Party. The Tea Party is really our national consciousness when it comes to fiscal issues. They will tell us. Frankly, the bottom line is if we don't restore confidence in Main Street, we're not going to go anywhere, and everybody's going to be out. I really have to stand by that.
Bernard, real quickly, what about the consideration, though, that President Obama has essentially lost control of the Democratic Party? I mean, are they going to be standing with him in the same way they did the last 2 years? Those legislators who were left?
I think that the president's going to have a very tough challenge. And I'll tell you who I think the real winner is in last night's election is these nascent independent third-party movements. And I think one or two of them are going to bubble up and very well may recapture the political center in this country. I think that's really where the energy is going forward.
Let's talk a little bit about just satisfaction overall. Ford, you touched on this a little bit, and we're going to be hearing from the president in just an hour. We're going to hear from him. What do you think he has to say, not to either party, but to the American people, Ford?
We really have to come together. We have to stop partisan bickering. We have to restore confidence in the economy. We have to really pay attention to the needs of Americans who are living month to month and day to day. That is what we have to pay attention to. Look at Middle America. It went red. Middle America went red because we're not paying attention to the economy, which is their needs.
Bernard, your thoughts on that?
Well, I think that, one of the things we haven't talked about is what's going on with the states. And my concern, frankly, in terms of where we're going forward, is the Republicans captured so many state legislatures, so many governorships. They're going to be in charge of redistricting, and the potential for gerrymandering for 212 is enormous, which is going to further infuriate the independents who are, in fact, the plurality in this country. And I think that going forward, it really rests with these independent movements to rise up and really reclaim the political center in this country. I have great concerns that the Republicans are not going to be able to do it, and I'm frankly not sure whether the president's going to be able to do so as well.
We're going to wrap it up there. Bernard Whitman was a pollster for President Bill Clinton. Ford O'Connell was with the McCain campaign. Gentlemen, thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
Thank you.